I haven't filmed a makeup basket in the longest time. I feel like it's been ages. The main part of that really has been that I just really haven't been wearing much makeup. We were in summer here in Australia, and it's been, you know, a pretty warm summer, and I just haven't been into wearing makeup really at all. If I have, it's been sort of like a last minute thing, or I'm wearing it to go to a meeting, things like that. So I have been slowly getting back into wearing makeup over the past week, so I thought, why not get back into doing these makeup baskets? I do really enjoy them, and it also sort of helps me go through my collection and use different items, and also putting in items from my project pan, which I am actually starting up very soon. I like to store all my weekly makeup baskets in this cute little tray. I got the tray from Typo here in Australia, which is like a stationery store. I will link the website down below if you want to have a look. I don't think they sell these particular trays anymore, but they always release different items all the time. But so that I have them all in one spot, I like to store them in there and sort of move it around depending on where I'm putting on my makeup for the day. So I'm just going to go through and show you the items that I will be using for the week, and I'll show you in order of how I put them on my face. So one of the first things is the foundation I'll be using. I have been loving this foundation so much. It's become my holy grail. Everyday foundation, especially for work. It's flawless. If I sweat, it doesn't go patchy. When I'm oily throughout the day, it doesn't separate or anything. I love it so much. It's amazing. So it's the Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation. I have the color 842 Medium Beige. It is a little bit light. I mean, I am quite tanned. I'm a little bit burnt actually from today, but I have been getting quite tanned from going for walks quite a bit lately. So it is a little bit too light, but the next shade that they had in Priceline was, I think, 857, and it was very dark. So there weren't really any shades after this, but if you have this foundation and you have a darker shade, let me know what shade you are. I think I'm roughly around an NW30 at the moment, or a Napoleon Look 3. They're sort of my go-to foundation. Loving that. I will be using that for the week. I've also actually been pulling out my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is one I really don't use very often. This is in NW20. I do have it on my under my eyes today. I've got a bit of my forehead and my chin as well. It is a little bit lighter, so it does give that brightening effect, but it's just a type of concealer I just don't particularly use very often. It does an amazing job. It doesn't crease under my eyes. It stays put. I think it's really beautiful, but I just find I tend to reach for other concealers over this. And I recently actually picked up the Nars Creamy Concealer, and I love that. I kind of feel like it's a little bit less full coverage than this, and I kind of like that a bit more. So between my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, my Nars Creamy Concealer, I love those, but I just don't use this one. So I want to sort of start using this a bit more, and I may actually end up putting this in a project pan this year to try and get rid of. To set my under eyes, I've been using my Savoir Faire under eye setting powder. I don't really think I have much left in here. This does a beautiful job at setting the under eyes. As soon as this is gone, I need to find a new under eye setting powder that's really thin. I'm thinking of maybe trying the Nars. There's a Nars pressed powder. I think it's called luminous powder, something like that. I've heard of people using that as an under eye setting powder. I'm really not sure. I need to look into some recommendations of what to maybe get. Then to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Australis Fresh and Flawless pressed powder. The one I have here is in Deep Natural. It is a little bit too light for me at the moment, but this will be my project pan, and I want to try and finish this one up very soon. Then for bronzer, I've actually missed one. This little guy. This I will actually be using right after the Prolong Wear Concealer. So I'll use this straight after, or I'll mix the two together. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique touch of light highlighting pen in the #1 light, and it's just your clickable pen like the MAC, what are those touch pens? Radiant Light? Boost? Radiant Boost? I'm not sure. I really don't particularly like this. I feel like it doesn't do a whole lot. And again, this is one that will be in my project pan. I just want to try and get through it because I just didn't really notice much of a difference other than it's just a very light, sort of slightly brightening liquid. I wouldn't even call it a concealer. Sometimes I find when I put this over my foundation, it actually shears out my foundation. It makes it a little bit patchy, which I find a bit annoying. So I will be putting that in for the week. So then after my face powder, I've got bronzer. I do have 2 of them. I've got the Bare Minerals Ready Bronzer in the Skinny Dip, and it's just in this little mini deluxe size sample. Another project pan item. This bronzer I find is just a little bit too warm for my skin. I don't have it on my face at the moment, but when I use it, it just kind of has a bit of a red undertone to it. So I definitely want to try and get through this one so I can get it out of my collection. So I'll use that to basically bronze over my whole face, or in the bronze areas. Then I'll go back over and do a bit of contouring with the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Matte Bronzer, which is a lot darker. It's more of like a grey type bronzer. I actually have this all over my face as a bronzer contour type colour today. So I just have it on my cheeks, all around my forehead and my hairline, and a little bit under my chin. But I mainly focus in these areas just to do a bit of contouring and slim up this little face. So I do really love this bronzer. Smells like chocolate, which is just so enjoyable. I would definitely rebuy full size of these. I have to say I really enjoy this as much as the Nars Laguna bronzer. When I can get through a few more bronzers, I would definitely buy some of these, but I'll be using those 2 bronzers. Then for blush, I've actually pulled out my Nars Orgasm blush, and I just seem to be creeping this back into my makeup looks lately, and it's just a beautiful color. For a really long time I never saw the hype of this. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but the more that I wear it, I get a lot of compliments, and it's just a really pretty blush to wear. So it's just a really nice bright candy pink, and it has a goldy peach chrominess to it, so it does have a little bit of glitter. I really do like wearing this. I think it looks really beautiful. It's just a really easy blush to wear, so I do want to try and get through this because I've had it for a really long time. Then as a highlighter, this is one of my new MAC products. It's from the Bao Bao Wan collection, and it's the Summer Opal Beauty Powder. So this is basically a highlight. This particular shade, it sort of reminds me of, it's like a very light peachy rose gold color. In the camera, it looks like it's coming up more of like a creamy white, but it's definitely more of like a pink tone peachy blush. So if I put it on an angle, hopefully you guys will see the color a little bit more. I have worn this a few times and I think it looks really beautiful on the skin. I'll see if I can give it a bit of a swatch. So I've just done a nice heavy swatch there. Hopefully you guys can see it. But it definitely gives just a really pretty opal, like an opalescent look on the skin. And on my skin, it definitely comes up slightly pinkish, like a peachy pink really. So that's the highlighter I'll be using. So after I do all that, lately I've actually been using this. It's not something that I may use every single day, but if I'm sort of feeling like it, then I definitely will. So it's the Savvy by DB Mineral Loose Powder in Finishing Veil. This is a gorgeous finishing powder to the face. I have spoken about this quite a few times. It's not going to really look like anything in the tub whatsoever. I find when I use this on my face, it gives me like an airbrushed look, or like I've got a filter over my face. Like it kind of blurs everything. So if my skin's looking a little bit bumpy or a little bit faded or patchy, if I just dust a little bit of this over my whole face, it kind of gives me like this inner glow, and it just blurs everything. It is really hard to explain, but it is gorgeous, and I do find that when I wear this, I do get a lot of compliments on my skin and people saying, oh, your skin looks beautiful, you know, what have you got on your skin? And it's almost always this. This does actually remind me quite a bit of the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. I love that as an all over setting powder, and I find this is quite similar. Dim Light is a little bit more pink, whereas this is just more of a finishing veil. I don't know how to explain it, but if you like setting powders, definitely look at this one. So it's in 00 finishing veil. I think they have one or two other different types. I haven't tried those, but this is just a really pretty pearly type setting powder. So I may not use that every day, but I may use it every now and again. So then if I decide to do an eyeshadow, I've got two different eye primers, again in my project pan. I've got the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. So it's just an eyeshadow base. And then the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. This is another one I'm really trying to get through. It's taken me forever to get to this point, but I definitely want to try and see this gone by the end of the year. So I'm going to be pulling this guy out again. Then I've got two eyeliners, and I've actually been really liking wearing either one of these or both of them. And so they're both the Scandaleyes by Rimmel, the waterproof kohl Kajal eyeliners. So I have one in sparkling black and the other one in taupe. This taupe shade is so beautiful, and these are absolutely creamy. They are so soft and creamy. I either love using this as just an eyeliner on the top and the bottom, or I just use it on the bottom, and it just gives this really nice light brown beige type look. Then sparkling black, which you can see is a black, and then it's just got some sort of little silver flecks through it. And I've got this on my as my liner today, and I just sort of put it on the outside edge, and then I just kind of smudge it, and I smudge a little bit underneath the lash line as well. I've just really been enjoying doing that. It gives you just a really quick and easy eye look, but you look like you're more put together than what the effort you've put in, if that makes any sense. And these last beautifully. They don't smudge, they stay put. These are some of my absolute favorite eyeliners. Then for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my new MAC Cinderella eyeshadow palette, and this is in Stroke of Midnight. It's got 6 shades in it. I did just film a makeup swatch haul of the collection that I picked up. So it's got the 6 shadows, and it's got Vapor, Floof, Omega, Quarry, Satin Taupe, and then Stroke of Midnight. So I'm going to be using this for the week so I can enjoy it, give it a bit of a work and see how I like using it. And I can definitely get some nice natural looks for work within here. For my eyebrows, these have been my go-to items. I've got the clear brow gel from Essence. This is the Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. It always ends up a little bit dirty because, you know, you've either got something in your eyebrows or I put it on afterwards. It's just a clear sort of setting gel. I don't find it strong enough to really hold my eyebrow hairs in place, especially compared to, say, the MAC Clear Brow Gel. That stuff was like hairspray. Your eyebrows would not move, whereas this, I find, it doesn't make your eyebrows as crunchy, so I guess it's a bit more natural looking. And then I've also been using the Benefit Gimme Brow. This is in Medium Deep, and this is like a tinted brow gel, and it has these tiny little hairs. So I find that I sort of focus this on the outer edges of my brows, and then once most of the product has been distributed, then I sort of go through. I do need to wax my eyebrows really badly, so I find this just helps sort of make my eyebrows a little bit darker without making them too defined. But days like today, I literally just have used the clear brow gel and that's it. But I do like using them both together, so I've put it in for the week. Then for some lip products, I do have my little Fresh Sugar Advanced Therapy lip treatment, and this is in my project pan, so I'm going to be using that to try and finish it very soon. And another item from the Bao Bao Wan collection, and this is the Romantic Breakdown lipstick, and this is a luster finish. This is a beautiful lipstick. I have been using this quite a bit. It's just a really beautiful pinky nude. Anyone that knows me knows that I love shades like this. I get a lot of use out of them and they're very easy to wear. This is a really beautiful shade. It definitely isn't too pigmented, but it just gives a really nice sheen to the lips, and it sort of gives a tiny little bit of tint as well. So very easy to wear, very natural looking. So, and this packaging is really quite pretty. So that is the lipstick. And then my lip gloss is the Buxom Full On Lip Cream in White Russian. I love this lip gloss so much. It's definitely my go-to lip gloss. It's so beautiful. It's just a really pretty baby doll pink. But the biggest thing that I love about this lip gloss is it sort of plumps your lips. It has a really beautiful, sort of like a cupcake candy scent. And then it actually leaves your lips feeling quite cool and minty, which I really love. I'm actually quite addicted to that. This is the only Buxom lip gloss I have, but I definitely want to pick up some more. Then lastly is the mascara I'll be using, and this is the Rimmel Wonderful Mascara with Argan Oil. This is just in black, and I have used this on my eyes today. I've had this one open for a little while, so I definitely want to try and finish it up before it dries out. The packaging on these are really quite beautiful as well. So that is the mascara. So that is everything for my weekly makeup basket. I hope you guys have an amazing week ahead. Hope it's not too stressful, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.